Okay, so I have my center square, or almost center square. You can see that I am now closer to the red than I was before. And here's my tail. So I don't like having this hanging, and I've caught it all the way around in my circle. I've reached a point here where I'm happy. So now I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to clip that and get that out of the way. That way I don't have a tail that I have to clean up. It's done. All right, so now I'm going to go back to my beginning, which is 1, 2, 3. I'm going to come up here, and this is where everybody gets annoyed. I'm pulling it through and I'm pulling it through. Here's my purple on this side, and here's my red or maroon on this side. Now I'm ready to begin. But again, I'm left-handed, so I do things a little differently. So I'm going to chain 3. And this is a corner. Now we're making nothing but corners all the way around here. And corners are 2 clusters of 3 double crochets in each piece. But I learned this method a couple of years ago, and it just makes it lay a lot flatter and nicer, and it looks better. So I'm now working on this. All right, so what I'm going to do is, even though I just told you that there's going to be 2 sets of clusters in here, I'm only going to do 1 for now. So here's my chain 3, which counts as a double crochet. I'm going to do another double crochet and another double crochet. Oops, I did it in the wrong place. It has to be in the corner here. So it's almost kind of like going behind it. I don't want to go in the middle there. I want to come in this chain 1 space. So I'm going to do 1 and 2. It looks a little odd, but trust me, it works. Let me pull some more red out. All right, so now I'm in a corner. I'm going to chain 1, and now I'm going to do 6 of them here, but 3 at a time. So I've got my chain 1. I'm going to do another double crochet, and you have to keep your tension really soft. Okay, because if you pull too tight, you're not going to, you're going to have too much red left over. All right, now that's not saying I'm not going to do it, but you know, you don't know with this until you try. You got to have a lot of patience with this, which is funny coming from me. All right, so then I'm going to chain 2 because it's a corner, okay, and I'm going to go right in that same hole, and I'm going to do 3 more double crochets. And this yarn is very twisty on me today. And now this is 1 corner. You can see it kind of just, let me get everything in there so you can see it. There's 1 corner. This is half of the other corner when we started. And now I'm going to do another single crochet, and I'm going to do the same thing over here. And obviously the goal by the time I get around to finishing the first corner I started is to not have any more red left, and I kind of move it around so that I can get my hook in there. It's not to have any more red, but be ready to start on the green, or teal, I guess it is. And you want to keep it loose, and I have a hard time remembering that. So here's where my break is, and I start the teal. So I have to do, with what I have left here, I have to do another corner and half of another corner. So hopefully if I've kept my tension right, I should be able to do it, because if I pull too tight, I'm going to use more yarn. The looser you are, it seems, with this yarn, it works a little bit better. So I have to say that I don't know that I buy this again, but it's taught me a lot about tension. All right, so I have just this much to do, and I have to do 3 double crochets in here. So that's 1, and I'm in the first corner that I started with. 2, and here's where I have what I have left, and then I'm going to do the 3rd one, and then I'm going to chain 2 because it's a corner. I'm going to find my middle, which is 1, 2, 3 right here, and there I am. There's my 4 corners. And you would continue in this manner until you get to the white. When you get to the white, I don't know if you can see it on here with the color. See that little purple tip? You want to cut it where the white ends and the purple starts, because that's where you're done. Even though you have sometimes a short end, I had a really short end on this one, and on this one I had a really long end. So it just all depends. But then you're going to just continue in the same route. Now this is a double crochet granny square, so I know I've started here, and the temptation is to go right here. But we're going to avoid that temptation, and we're going to go in that chain 2 space. So we're going to kind of go backwards, and we're going to do, again, keeping this as loose as we possibly can. That's the beginning of my corner. But now this is the 3rd row. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chain 1, and this time I'm going to do my cluster of 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to chain 1 again, and now I have my corner where I'm going to do 6 but 3 at a time. So there's 1, 2, 3. Do my 2 double crochets because my 2 chains rather, sorry, because the chain 2 is what makes that corner turn. And now I can go this way. And if this is too fast for you, I'm assuming that you know how to crochet. If you want me to show you how to start and do this from the very beginning, that's fine. I can do that too. However, most of the time people buy this usually have a good idea of how to crochet, and so I'm kind of talking to them right now, but I will go backwards and do a left-handed video series for you guys. This is how I was taught. I was taught by a right-handed grandmother and a right-handed mother who made me sit in front of them, and I was their mirror image. And anytime I've ever taught anybody had to do any craft, that's how I've done it. So, all right, so here's my next grouping. I have to do another centerpiece, two corners here, another one, and half a corner here, and this is all I've got left. So you want to make sure that you're keeping the tension loose, because the looser you can do this, the better it's going to be for you using the right amount of color in each row. It was designed ideally so we wouldn't have to keep cutting threads and have all those tails behind us and then have to go back and put the tails back in. And when I show you how I put these together, it's kind of tailless. So this is all I've got, but I have all these clusters to do yet, so we'll see how close I can get to this. This is probably one of the first times that I've done this. Now, see, the colors kind of mix in here, and this is actually the rose, so I don't really care that I'm kind of into that. Now it's starting to bother me because I'm getting into my pink and my green. So usually when I get to this part, I know y'all are freaking out, but I'll pull it, and I won't pull all of it, but I'll pull parts of it. And now what I'll do is I'll tighten it up a little bit, just so I have a little bit more space to work with it. So it's not as loose as it was before. Get it all entangled here. This is probably the normal tension I would normally hold it at. You have to kind of be aware of what tension looks like for you. Like, how are you holding it? How are you holding the yarn? Oh, I made a nice little knot. How are you holding the yarn? How you're filtering it through your fingers. All of that is extremely important when you're doing something like this. So if this is a beginner watching this, I would definitely not have you do this as a beginner, only because you have to have so many factors going for you. You have to know what your tension pieces are and all of that. So I'm getting better. I'm still in the pink here, and this is still bothering me. So what that tells me is I need to not only rip out to here, I need to come back maybe to this piece right here. So I'm going to rip that out, and I'm going to stop the video, and I'm going to go play with the tension a little bit, and then I'll be right back.